delivered by like the dump truck load every week during the summer.
Right. Well, welcome
One at a
to
time.
the live edition of the Jeep Life podcast. Don't adjust your dials. It is actually us in the studio.
Hey, we're live, guys!
We're live. We're live. And nothing you can do about it. You can't stop us.
All right, so Cletus McFarland put a sand rail on snowmobile tracks. Thing is freaking awesome.
Is it?
Yeah. It's very interesting.
We'll try anything.
Yeah, they really do. You know who did it?
Who?
Diesel Brothers.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Look at that sucker.
Oh, jeez.
That thing's freaking awesome. It's a it's a side-by-side on... The thing's
Oh.
ridiculous.
So you got your skis up front,
Uh-huh.
and then it's got
Tracks in the back.
two tracks in the rear.
And the thing does wheelies on the street.
Yeah.
Like 900, 1,400 horsepower or something.
What's up,
dumb
Troy?
like. All right. Back to Jeeps.
Back to Jeeps.
That was off-roady-ish.
Ish.
So I can say the Big Red does very nice donuts in
Oh, yeah?
snowy parking lots.
Nice.
Um,
Campbell.
4-wheel drive, banging the rev limiter.
Yeah.
It was great. This morning. It was real nice.
You know, I know that we always wait until we have a bunch of people on. Part of me wants to just
We're just talking, man.
kick this thing off,
We're just talking.
and then we can just talk.
We are talking.
Yeah.
Talk.
But we have to have a beginning.
We do.
We
And a
have to-
middle and an end.
Yes.
Because nobody really listens to us otherwise.
That's true. It is so true.
So, are you ready for the beginning?
I think we're ready for the beginning.
Press the button.
I'm pressing the button. You can't stop me. Well, hey, everyone, and welcome to the Jeep Life Podcast, proudly presented by our good friends at Armorlight, the toughest flooring on the trail. And we are here for Season 5 of the Jeep Life Podcast.
Back for another one, baby. Here
Yeah.
we go.
And we're off. It's crazy. We just said to each other, I haven't seen you at all this year.
5 weeks. We
Yeah.
haven't seen each other.
I know. It's way too long.
Well, like life happened and work happened, and you got this new fancy job that you travel like freaking all the time, man.
I know. It's crazy. Yes. Yeah.
Well, your travel day is like you leave us on a Sunday,
Sometimes,
so
yeah.
it screws us.
Sometimes, yeah, exactly.
Or I'm just like busy.
Yeah. Or I
Or-
get back on a Monday and over the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and it's ski season for you too, so
It is.
I know it's always tough getting back into the studio.
Yeah, not a good one yet, but it is something of some frozen stuff on the ground.
Well, something happened today.
Well, a lot of it happened today.
Yeah.
Were you out in it?
We got out in it a little bit. I got out earlier in it. I shoveled 3 separate times today.
Yeah, that's interesting.
What kind of moron am I?
I just didn't shovel.
Yeah, I noticed as I traipsed in my sneakers. through the
Sorry.
snow.
No, so I was out super early this morning.
Yeah.
I did some, good deed of the day, going over and cleaning off my grandmother's car.
Oh,
And
sweet.
yeah, well, she had an appointment today, and I knew that she did. So I was like, all right, I'll go over early in the morning. So I went over probably about 8 o'clock-ish.
yeah.
Went over, and she has a really nice parking lot out front of where you make a right into into
Yeah,
her
yeah, yeah. So
development
you played
area.
it. You played there.
Yeah, and I definitely did some playing. To the point that I like pulled into the parking lot, started a donut. Somebody stopped and pulled out their phone and started videoing me doing donuts. Like probably a good 5, 6 of them.
Yeah.
And then just pulled right out, went into across the street and pulled into her development.
Yeah, that was evidence, is
Yes.
what that was. That wasn't.
It really was, and I'm probably going to have somebody show up at my door or post it on some page, Lehigh Valley haters.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know what? I don't care because I'm having fun.
What would you be hurting by doing that?
My
Nothing.
engine.
I mean, we all know that that's going to be hurting anyway.
Yeah. No, not I mean, the thing is like if I crashed into something,
Yep.
which is definitely all my fault, and I
Yep.
know that, and that's what the price you pay sometimes, and it makes for a really good video on the internet, and you get millions of views.
Yes, yes.
But besides damaging other property, like I'm trying to make sure that people are away from me. I'm not, I'm very clear of objects,
Yes.
and I have a decent understanding of what my vehicle is going to do in the snow.
Yeah, yeah.
And I drive a lot, and I've been in the snowy conditions in my vehicle a lot, and multiple other Jeeps, so I kind of have a better understanding of what it's going to do.
Yeah, and I think that's
I'm not saying I'm a professional. I
No.
am saying that I am experienced.
But I think it's a good thing to, not, call the cops or whatever on teenagers doing donuts in snow in a parking lot.
Well,
That's
I
a safe
mean,
environment for someone to
sea-fish.
learn how their vehicle is
Yeah,
operating, right?
yeah.
Spinning a
I'm
donut.
not a teenager doing donuts in the parking lot. I am
You act like one.
a 5-year-old in my big trike
That's right, that's
outside
right.
doing donuts.
That's
That's
right. That's what you are.
I didn't grow up. Toys just got bigger.
Oh, no kidding. No kidding. And I love that. I love that about you, that you are a 5-year-old.
I freaking drive glorified RC cars. Now I just sit in them.
That's true. That's true. So it did snow here, and it
We
it
got
was
about
glorious.
3 inches.
Yeah,
ish.
Yeah, I mean, if you just take the depth, somewhere it's between 3 and 4 inches, but it it wasn't. It was a dryish powder.
It was a nuisance.
Yeah,
That's really what it was.
I shoveled 3 distinct times today.
Yeah.
One of them I had to reshovel because the wind blew it all back.
Oh.
Yeah, so it
was
was a
light.
It was light.
It was cold.
It wasn't like
too.
the last one.
It's been cold all
Yeah.
day.
It well below freezing.
Yep.
But it was fun to get out. And then, Lexi and I got out in it with her,
Yeah.
in her Jeep, and just kind of refreshed her on, kind of how to drive in it,
Yeah.
safely.
No sudden stops, no sudden braking,
Right, because it's
ease
4-wheel
it-
drive, but
yeah,
it's not 4-wheel
ease
stop.
into everything, and
Yep.
But I would say, per the Jeep Life podcast, in every safe manner with bumpers around your cars, we encourage you to get out in the snow.
Yeah.
At least
For
once.
sure.
For a little bit, even if it's in your driveway, backing up and forth, feeling what it's going to do when you slam on the brakes a
Yep.
little bit.
Yep.
Clear of cars too.
Well, that's kind of what we did. We started out in our neighborhood,
Yeah.
and I was like, get on it right here.
Yeah.
And feel how the rear end goes, right?
Right.
And
And
I
both
did that
in
before.
two-wheel drive and four-wheel
That's
drive.
exactly what we did. So it was really, really cool to get out there in the snow. I'm glad to get snow. I mean, snow's a pain in the ass,
It always is.
but it's great fun,
Yeah.
to get out in it.
Uh-huh. I just wish the buggy was working.
What's going on with the buggy?
Well, there's been plans.
Always
There's
is.
always plans.
Always plans.
But there's some new tools being added to the arsenal that are going to be displayed on the Jeep Life Podcast YouTube channel, which I want everybody right now to head over to our YouTube channel and check out the latest video of Lexi and I
Oh, right.
trying to install an exhaust system on her Jeep that ended with a lot of cursing and some broken bolts, and was nothing wrong with the actual exhaust system
Yeah.
from Pipes,
Yeah.
which is a great partner of ours, and I want to give them a shout out as well. Jeep Life on pipes.com is going to get you free shipping.
Nice.
But, over on our YouTube channel, we're going to show you some of the Pipes High Clearance Turbo Pro muffler system for the Jeep Wrangler JKs.
Yeah, so that was one of the things I noticed, because while we were out, we stopped and picked up some salt and stuff for she went to the parking lot and started her Jeep,
Yeah.
and it had a nice low
Yeah.
little rumble to it.
Uh-huh.
I was like, that's pretty cool.
And in the cold, it's going to be a little bit, rumblier.
yeah.
Or however you want to say.
But no, I watched that video that you guys put together, and I literally get to laugh in the first 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
It's awesome. So
It was a good one.
it was one of the better ones.
Yes.
I really enjoyed it.
So I will post that in the show notes, and also it will be posted right now in the regular notes.
Yeah, you go subscribe to our YouTube, because there's so much stuff in there. Us out on the trail,
Great.
in the garage, you name it, it's there. We've got some driveway mechanic information, but it's really good to get out there and watch those videos, and it just helps us. It helps you. Our most viewed video is, which one is the wheel speed sensor, or is it
no,
the
it's actually the camshaft position sensor.
Yeah, that one. And that one's one, it's a very common problem.
It is.
with Jeeps, and so it is our most referenced video. So we try to teach, entertain, and all of that stuff.
Mostly just entertain. Because we're good at that.
we are pretty good at that, and hopefully we make you laugh and have a good
we'll
time.
definitely make you laugh.
So Breaking Billy made reference to my job, and this past, I guess, 10 days, kind of.
You've been all over the place. How many states?
There were 9 states. I
9
believe.
states, driving,
Yeah.
lots of stops, some inclement weather,
Definitely some inclement
some
weather.
blinding rain.
And I'm a Jeep guy through and through.
You are, but you had to get in like the ugly stepchild.
I did.
It's not that ugly, by
It
the
is-
way. It's
it's-
not that ugly. I'll give it props. The Oracle Bronco, 2-door, sitting on 37s and
38s.
38s and 3.5 inch.
Yep. Fox coilovers.
Fox coilovers. It's a nice build.
Yeah.
I'll give it props. It looks nice. It is a Bronco, and yes, I'm going to go throw up after this because those words just came out of my mouth. But
How do you think I feel?
you
So-
had to drive it.
Our good friend Jamie at Blinker Fluid Productions, who puts on New Jersey Jeep Invasion and a whole host of other shows throughout the year.
Well, one other show called Bronco Invasion.
Bronco Invasion. Oracle is the lighting sponsor for all of those shows.
which is awesome.
So it's great. And we had an opportunity because Jamie's got his shows represented at
Right.
the Philly Auto Show.
Yes, they do.
And so he called me up and said, "Hey, man, any chance we can get the Bronco for the show?" I was like, "Yeah,
Heck yeah.
we'll make that happen." So we started looking into it, and we were going to transport it, just throw it on the back of
Yep.
a truck and,
Which isn't
and get it up
that
here.
awfully expensive.
But after starting digging in, I'm like, hey, why don't I fly down, pick up the Bronco, and drive it to Philly?
You really like driving.
And I can stop at our dealers. I can do all the things that my job needs me to do.
Right.
And just, talk to people and then do some content along the way.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is perfect. So I shoveled 6 inches of snow up here in the morning on Sunday ago. and then flew down to New Orleans.
Yep.
Said hey to everybody while I was there. Jumped into Bronco and became
Man.
Bronco and Terry.
Bronk and Terry.
Now we mentioned earlier that it's on 38.
You
it's
had
a two-door.
withdrawal.
Well, it was bad. I love my Jeep. I
Seats were
love my.
flat. They didn't really,
Well, they've got PRP seats in them.
which are nice. Very
They're
nice
nice,
seats.
and
Very nice seats.
I'm lucky that they weren't high bolstered.
Or else they would have figured Tootie.
Right. But on 38s, two-door, I expected this drive to suck.
Yeah.
I mean, straight up suck.
Well, it did for the gas mileage.
Oh, the gas mileage was awful. I had to stop every 175 miles. It was 11 miles per gallon.
And it doesn't match the bathroom breaks.
No, it does not line up at all. It took me a good 2 days to get into the rhythm of it all. But no, I drove to Birmingham, which was a 6-hour drive.
Yep.
Then the next morning went and saw some shops. Then drove to Charlotte, in the evening, and got to Charlotte, got a hotel, got up the next morning, started going to shops, and the weather kicked in. It was massive flooding, rain.
Which we hit a lot. We had a lot of that up here last Tuesday.
And it was really cool. But I knew I had to take this thing to the Philly Auto Show.
Yes, you did.
But some of the locations I went to were not like in a clean area. It was flooded so bad, mud just everywhere.
Yeah.
And I, 38 inches of tire, I was just getting
missed everything.
Son of a bitch, I'm gonna have to detail the shit out of this when I get it up there. And the temperature up here is a lot different than the temperature is in the south. But it was a good trip, and so I got it up here, and detailed it, then took it down to the auto show, parked it in. God, Jamie just took such good care of us. We have got a primo spot.
That's awesome.
But I'm all out there with one booth over is the Jeep Invasion.
Yeah.
Jeeps, and all my buddies' Jeeps are in there. I know I think Scott's Jeep is in there. Eric Overkill is in there.
Looking awesome,
Mason's is up there, and Gary's badass JL is in there. So it was fun to see that and not feel like the little kid is that Bronco's pretty stout. But it was good. Still weird driving a Bronco and repping in a Bronco.
Yeah. They're not awful, and I like the 2-doors a whole lot more than the 4-doors. The 4-doors are awful.
Yeah.
2-doors look cooler.
It definitely looks cool. The proportions are great on it.
Especially when they put the new Bronco DR. Have
oh
you
yeah,
seen that?
yeah.
The full race spec Bronco.
Yeah.
That they're releasing like 170 of them,
Yep.
starting at $175,000.
I was going to say those aren't cheap at all. Now I will say that I actually prefer the Jeep ergonomics in the cab a little bit better. The fit and finish seems to be better in the Bronco, but the location of things it had a 9-inch screen in it, but it was sitting so low in the dash that you had to turn your head to see it rather than, scan across the dash to where the Jeep would be. But otherwise it was pretty cool, and I have no complaints. I love it. I'm going to have it here through August until I take it to Great Smoky Mountain Bronco Stampede.
Oh, that's cool.
But I'll have it here for the Bronco Invasion, and I'll make some visits to
different locations.
I'm not repping the Bronco. I'm repping the
Oracle.
the lights that are on that Bronco.
Absolutely.
And I gotta tell you, those lights, they're awesome.
Yeah.
They really are awesome, and I know that.
Well, I think we should put together a video for our viewers.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a walk around with the lights.
Yep,
absolutely. And stuff. That's not a maybe. That's going to happen.
All right, sounds great.
We'll do a walk around.
Planning right now.
Yep, we'll throw it in there. So it was a good time, but we did go to the Philly Auto Show.
Yes, you did.
Lexi I needed to work the show, and I invited Lexi down. I'm like, let's go down and see what it's all
Yeah.
about.
Sounds like a
Um,
great idea.
So we went down, and it was great. I mean, it's smaller than it has been.
Yeah.
Um,
It's transitioning.
it is, and you know, a lot of the big. There's a lot of automakers not in the show.
Yeah.
Stellantis pulled out of all
Shows and stuff.
all
like
shows,
that.
and they did that very recently. It
Yeah.
wasn't like a
It was this year
Yeah.
kind of thing.
which was sad not to see Camp Jeep in there, and you know, it just seemed like Custom Alley was the coolest thing,
Yeah.
you know. But I like seeing new cars.
Yeah.
I like to see what the
see what's
manufacturers
coming
are
out
doing.
and seeing, having the ability to see a lot of cars in a very short amount of time to
Yeah.
see what you would want to
Yeah.
go back and see again
Yep.
is very helpful.
It really is, you know, and I know for a fact that sales happened there. You know, they didn't make the transactions
Right.
there, but you see something there and you go, all right, I'm gonna call the dealer right now.
Yeah.
We had a Bronco in the Bronco Invasion booth that literally sold twice. So people are going to the dealer
Yeah.
and ordering that
Exact one.
exact one.
Not exact options.
Yeah, it was green. It was beautiful. It was a green Jeep. It was
It's sweet.
just stunning. But I love car shows. Just going to see the car shows. I was more interested, obviously, in the Jeeping and Bronco world to see
Yeah.
what was there and see how
and
people
a lot
trick
of,
things
a lot
out.
of the easy things transfer over, like all your
Yeah.
recovery gear, your winches, your wheels, tires, not
Yeah.
wheels in general, but that everything looks really good, the same stylings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um,
But we did get to go see some of the classic cars, some of the antiques, some of the movie cars.
they're always
It-
cool.
You know,
too.
they had something from Fast and Furious there.
Yeah.
You know, they had a DeLorean.
Hmm.
You know, I love that sort of thing.
Yeah. Back to the Future.
Yeah, yeah. The flux capacitor
Yeah.
fluxing. So that was a good time, and you know, the whole purpose of my event there. But I will say we're using on that Bronco a system called Trigger,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a lighting controller.
Yeah.
And so it's got a controller, and your normal in this particular instance, it's a 6-switch controller,
Okay.
but it's wireless.
Oh.
So you got your box in the engine bay,
Yeah.
and you can actually control it from an app,
Huh.
or you can control it on just
On the keypad.
little rocker.
rocker
Yeah,
rocker switch. That's cool.
it's very cool.
Interesting.
It's so for demoing a vehicle and demoing the
Yeah.
lights, it's great because I've got the clicker in my hand. I don't
Right.
have to reach into the
Yeah.
cab to go, hey, look at this,
Mm.
and click something.
It's
It's
right
right
it's in
there.
your hand.
So I got to get that for my Jeep. It's
Sounds
really
like a good
nice.
idea.
So look for that Trigger, TRIGGER light switch, and
Hmm.
you'll find it. I think I was using the 6-shooter,
Okay.
and in the engine bay, actually on the controller, are 6 little. They're not touch sensitive, but they're little bubble buttons. Yeah.
To,
So you can do all 6 switches from inside the engine
Right.
bay too.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, so it was awesome. I liked it. Jesse from the Fast and Furious was also there.
That's cool.
Yeah,
With
so the actor.
the white Volkswagen.
Yep, that's the
Yep.
one. That's the one. But it was good. It was good to do that. It was good to hang out. Our friend Eric, friend of the podcast, Eric, came over and
Yep.
hung out with us at the show, and then we had some lunch and
Reading Terminal Market.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. You know, it's
If you know what you know, if you know about Reading Terminal Market.
That's right. That's right. You do. I know this is just us catching up this for the first half, and
Yeah,
because
I
we
know.
haven't seen each other.
It's been a minute.
I need to do some work on Kylo.
All right. Well, I got a lot of projects going
I know
on.
you do. You're lined up.
I'm lined up, but there's always space.
At any moment, my drive shaft's just going to explode into a million pieces.
Ooh. Front
Yeah.
or rear?
Rear.
Oh, you can't take that one out.
No, can't run Bluetooth on that
Can't run Bluetooth on that.
one. But yeah, that's on the agenda. I mean, the good news is, as soon as the car show's done, the Bronco sits in the driveway.
Then you can put yours on the back burner and
Who
get it
cares?
fixed.
Who cares, right?
Get it fixed.
But it's
Get it
Get it
fixed.
fixed. Because I want to go wheeling. I want to go
Yeah,
wheeling
I
in it. I
know.
want to do some snow wheeling.
You want to do some fun
I
stuff?
want to do some fun stuff, but there's no way I'm taking that on the trail right now.
Yeah. Details.
It,
Makes for a good story.
it does, but the amount of clicking that
It's fine.
yeah, all right. No,
It's fine.
It's fine. yeah, good thing I got my AAA paid up. Who needs a trailer?
One more time. It's fine.
So I got that going on.
The Break It Billy style.
Yeah, and you.
Send it till it blows up.
That's right. That's right. We have been calling and asking for show us your shops. People have sent them in.
Yes.
We've featured some in the last few episodes.
Yes, we have.
I have another one to feature, but I couldn't find it in my emails tonight. So well, it'll be in
next week.
Next week.
Next week.
But please send in your shops. Show us what you got. Make us jealous.
I'll have to show mine.
Yep.
You're not going to like it.
If somebody doesn't have it,
You're not going to like it.
you know you're not. But we have some listener emails.
Lots of listener emails. We've been saving these up simply because we haven't been on air.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot of it, right?
Ooh, yeah.
So do you want to read one?
I'll start off. A few more questions if they haven't been covered yet. I'm still catching up to the past episodes. Question number 1. How do Jeepers set up and mount their equipment, such as radios, radio mics, tablets, phones, CBs, handhelds,
All
those kind of things.
Yep.
Winch remotes, tablets, all kinds of different stuff.
So what do you use in
I use
Big Red?
the what is it? Crap, I forget.
So I
You
use
put me on the spot,
know,
damn it.
so I used the RAM
Mounts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, RAM mounts.
I use
was
the RAM
thinking
mounts,
Rhino
yeah.
mounts, and I'm like, no, it's not Rhino mounts. Don't sound like an idiot.
Yeah. Too late.
I'm already an idiot. It's fine. RAM mounts, I use the general phone holder because I have the Alpine ILX 207,
Yep.
which is going to get changed out this year. But still, I only use my phone for music and some engine monitoring stuff.
Right.
And then everything else is on my screen. So I have Apple CarPlay. I can run Maps. I run OnX.
Right.
I run, all my music. So it's all good there.
Yep. And I'm the same way. I use the RAM. Now I used to, and I keep going back and forth whether I'm going to continue to use it. But I have an iPad
Yep.
that I use for navigation on the
Yes.
trails, and I use a claw from RAM that
That hooks to
hooks to my
Oh Shit bar.
Yep. And then I use a RAM mount
Yep.
for that.
And Oh Shit bar is a technical term, by the way.
It is.
So YouTube, you can't flag it.
But I have been considering changing to the bullet point mounting systems because they've got a radio holder.
Oh, okay. I
That-
was looking at 6-7 designs.
They're good too. I'm my fear, as always, is that when I get something, it's going to bounce around too much.
And it's going to clash with the interior vibe of the Jeep.
Yeah. I like to be simple, utilitarian.
RAM is easy. My only dislike with RAM is that I need 2 hands to put my phone up there.
Yeah.
It's the only problem because I have the X Grip.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
I don't like the X Grip.
Like I have to have 2 hands to put it up there. So like once my phone's up there, which it's a good thing because then I can't, be
Yep.
tempted to use it.
Yeah. So to your point, I've driven in Eric's Jeep, Don's Jeep,
Yep.
all these Jeeps. They've got that X mount, and
It's a pain in the ass.
it's a pain in the ass. I mean, it does hold the device. Once it's in there, it holds
It's
it.
in there, yeah.
Right? But I don't need that kind of difficulty in my life. I have enough difficulty as it is.
Yep.
But I talked to the guys at Bullet Point a couple times at different shows, and
Yeah.
they have a mount that's built specifically for
A radio.
the GMRS handhelds.
That's nice.
And
I like that.
So and that kind of answers that question as far as, the radios and stuff, and it's perfect. Am I going to, I don't know. I feel like I want to order it, test it for 10, 12 days.
Yeah, and see what you'll see
And if
you
I like it, cool. If I don't, then I send it back. But when I look at pictures of it's got, a 3-inch,
Right.
it doesn't look solid. Where I look at the RAM and I go, whoa, that's solid.
Well, that's
right. That arm just does. It feels like it's going to move, and that's my only question mark. I don't care about anything else. If it doesn't move,
Then you're
then
fine.
I'm
You're
fine.
golden.
but if it moves, then I don't like it. So
And you get all twitchy and things go bad in the Jeep and
Yeah.
he gets pissed off and then he's slamming doors.
Yeah.
and It's
I mean, my Jeep vibrates enough as it is.
you need a Snickers, Terry. You're not yourself.
I do. I'm not. But the second question,
I kind
on
of
there.
alluded to what
Yeah.
are people using for navigation apps.
Yeah.
Well, there's this fancy thing if you need to get from point A to point B called Google Maps.
yeah, Google Maps
Joking.
works.
I'm assuming you're meaning for off-road use, and I
Yeah.
personally use OnX Off-Road. I
Yep.
am an elite member, so
Ooh.
I have all the accesses, and which is really nice, and I can actually download
Yeah.
maps to my phone. So when I am out of service, I still have my maps because the phone still has GPS tracking, even if you
Yeah.
don't have
right.
service necessarily. It's really nice, and you can set waypoints. You can meet up with other people. They're working on a lot new features, and especially AOAA is partnering with OnX to work through some bugs and stuff,
Yeah,
which
okay.
is awesome.
Yep.
So AOAA is going to be a test ground for, the app and everything like that.
Okay.
So it's cool stuff is happening, and
So I've gone back and back and back with OnX. Right.
I love it.
Um,
I'm going to jam it down your throat, Terry.
we used to use Maprika, which was a skiing app that you could throw PDFs in.
It was
and
dated.
it for sure. They didn't even have an iPad app, but I used it on my iPad anyway.
You just had the blown up iPhone app.
Right, that's it exactly. But it was great because you could use the trail maps from the park. So it was very accurate from the park. So you knew that if it was a red trail, it was marked red.
Right.
Right. If it's blue, it was marked blue.
Yep.
And I think that's my only thing with OnX. Up until I guess recently, they haven't marked their trails in that way.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to them in Moab and was assured that that's coming.
They're working on it.
But
It's
I
tough.
have it, and the one thing I do love about it is it's CarPlay compatible.
CarPlay compatible, and it's very accurate tracking. It's very
yes.
good on your records,
Yes.
so you can track all your rides. And I like the fact that you have the ability to download all of your maps. Which is
yes.
fun and cool.
Now,
and you can get now they're starting to do a little bit of add friends and set waypoints and be able to do different kind of
I think
you know,
the social
routes.
aspect of off-roading needs to come into the mapping industry as well.
I would agree.
And if they're starting to do that, then I think that's important. I use an app called Relive,
Yes, I've used that as well.
which you go out on the trail, you go through it, and every time you stop, take a picture or whatever, it maps where you go.
Correct.
It creates a cool video that seems all the photos
Yep.
in order and where it was, and I mean it's just a cool thing that you can share right away. So it's
I found that I just forget to use it.
that well, there is that.
I forget to use it
Yeah.
all the time. With
Yeah.
Onyx, it automatically goes on when I pull into the park, and it goes.
Yeah.
Heck,
So-
I even start it sometimes on my way up because you can use it on regular
Oh yeah.
roads.
Yeah.
It's a universal world map,
It is. So yeah,
and I always look for extra trails on the side.
I right. So I agree. If they did the color matched and color coded, that would be the end all be all. There is no other.
Yeah.
Um,
P.S. I do enjoy the news topics you've been covering. Thanks for your consideration. Best, Tom.
so Tom,
Thanks, Tom.
we appreciate that, but Tom is also a Rubicon Patreon.
Wow.
He just did that.
Oh,
So,
I did see that.
our
I saw
thanks
that
to-
email.
thanks to Tom and
Yes.
all of our Patreon supporters.
Do we have any hats left?
No, we don't. And
All right, we have
and
to
the
work on that.
and the embroider machine
Has broken.
has broken and will never be replaced. So maybe we need
we
to
gotta
buy our own embroidery machine.
No, I have enough projects going on right now. But we will work on hats and new merchandise because also our Shattered Dream Design store
Is down
is down for right now.
forever.
So we are working on a new merchandise site.
Yeah.
And extravaganza for you all to support the Jeep Life podcast because 2024 is the year of travel and fun, and we want to meet you
Yes.
guys and we want to see you guys
Yes.
out at the events.
Yes.
So please, I'm going to get on my soapbox right now for 30 seconds and say, please support the Jeep Life podcast.
Yes. Yes.
Through Patreon
For Patreon.
or by watching our videos, liking our videos, leaving comments and content, and reaching out to us and just saying thank you.
Yeah.
It means a lot.
It does. Dude, that means everything.
It really does.
When I'm at an event, and you know this as well as I do, when we're at an event and somebody stops you and we take a selfie together,
Oh, my gosh.
that's a highlight. I mean,
Dude, I was talking about it the other day. I was like, 3 people stopped me at Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion. I'm like famous or
know.
something.
I know it really is awesome.
And the 3 people that stopped me regularly listen to the podcast and they'll know exactly who I'm talking about,
That's right.
too.
That's right. I enjoy being stopped by my voice.
Yeah.
I'll be walking by and somebody hear my
I don't know why
voice
people like listening to me, but I don't know.
I don't know. They do. They do. You're great. But
All right, let's get back to these questions again.
let's do it. Let's do it.
Sidetrack. First off, I just found y'all a couple months ago, and I've binge listened every episode. Wow, that's a lot of episodes.
It's a ridiculous amount of episodes.
I got my first Jeep right before I found y'all, so I am new and just getting used to Jeeping. Second, I saw a video about Coyote Canyon in Moab. It's a lottery and only 7 rigs are allowed to go per day. Have you ever attempted it? Reaper ? Thanks in advance. Matt, 2000 TJ Darkwing. Ooh, I like that name.
Yeah. Thanks, Matt.
I have heard of Coyote Canyon. Since there has only been 7 rigs a day, I have not been selected or have applied yet. I have heard about it through some friends, and I heard it's absolutely insane and wild. I'm definitely game to try it and give it a shot. I think it would make for an awesome video, and I think there's a lot more other trails that I need to do before I get there.
Yeah. Agreed.
I need to finish
I
the Mammoth.
Yes. Do the local stuff and
Do
some
the
of the
local
stuff at
first.
Windrock
I need to do upper tax bracket
yeah. Let's do it.
this year.
We've walked
The
both
year
the
of
bottom and the top.
year of 2024 gets upper tax bracket.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Matt, for that email. There are some things out in Moab that is just ridiculous.
Yes.
And I know that that's one of them, and some of the offshoots in Metal Masher and Pritchett Canyon. Yeah, it's crazy. All right. Hey, guys. I have an AC issue on my 2010 JKU, and I was wondering if you'd heard of it. Yes.
There's a lot of issues.
The AC seems to randomly work without regard to the AC button being pushed. The compressor will come on for fairly short periods, produce cold air. The button and light on the button have no bearing to function whatsoever of the compressor. It won't turn it on or off, and sometimes on when the light is off. The system is charged, a low-pressure switch seems to be working, and the panel controller has been replaced. I've seen this issue on a few forums, but never a solution. Just wanted to see if it's something you had seen. Thanks, Steve Bowden.
I feel like there's some relays involved that are bad.
I 100% bet that it's electrical.
Relay in your fuse box, fuse in the fuse box, or the AC clutch.
Yeah.
Because the AC clutch is part of the whole system. So if it's not engaging properly, then maybe the light isn't going to engage right.
Yeah, there's so many things that
It could be a lot of things, but I think it sounds like it is a relay or something of the sort.
Yeah, I would start troubleshooting through the path
Yeah.
of the electrical current. My first thought
not
when I was
fun,
reading it,
but
thing when I read it, I was like, it sounds like the control knobs and stuff. Yeah.
controller.
But he says it's been replaced, and so then that eliminates that. So then you just got to start with the other parts. But I don't think it's a compressor issue.
No.
Based on what he's saying,
Turning on, turning off.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's an odd one.
Yeah.
Stumping me.
Well, let us know
What you find.
what you find, and if Don was here, we'd ask him, but he's not.
He has a fancy machine, though. It's not fair. Hey guys, a short note to say hey and thanks. Loving the podcast. Keep up the good work. I discovered JLP a few months ago and have been spending a lot of time when I'm in my Jeep listening new and old pods. Great stuff. About me, I'm in the automotive asset recovery and auction wholesale business, so very connected to all things automotive and loves Jeeps. I live in Arizona and the Phoenix area on the edge of Tonto National Forest. That sounds cool.
That does sound cool.
So that's why we're telling you about this, because there's a lot of cool trails and open land out there. Loves to wheel in Arizona, Colorado, Utah, California, New Mexico. Well, that is lucky SOB right there.
Yeah.
He's on his fourth Jeep, and he's at a two-door JK, 2008, a two-door 2015 two-door JK, and he just bought a 2023 392 XR.
Wow.
Lucky duck.
That's some bucks right there.
That's cool.
That's cool.
And his wife drives a 2020 Grand Cherokee High Altitude Hemi. That's their Hemi. That's their long-distance vehicle.
Right. No doubt. No doubt.
And he just wanted to compliment us on a great job, great content. He learns something new every episode, and he's tried other Jeep podcasts, and they just don't flow like we do. Interesting.
I can't say I argue with you.
We think so, too. Honestly, I like it so much, I've just became a Rubicon Jeep Life podcast contributor on Patreon. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And,
we thanked him earlier.
We did thank him. We're going to thank him again. Sure, like how you mentioned the rides, events, tips, and tricks, product reviews, and etc. Hope to meet you guys someday in the future when you are out wheeling out west. Potential topic, if you haven't covered yet, flat towing tips and tricks. I haven't done much flat towing.
No, me either.
Unless it considered towing one Jeep on a flat dirt road to the trailhead.
We've done plenty
We've
of that.
done plenty of that kind of flat towing. So we can talk about that kind of flat towing, but we can't talk about much other flat towing.
No, like what he means is probably behind an RV.
Behind an RV
right.
or another vehicle, yes. We can look into it. I think Don may have done it a few times.
Yeah.
So we can definitely look into the tips and tricks and things, the do's and don'ts and everything under the sun
Maybe
of
we can
flat towing.
Maybe we can do that.
So he said he's flat towed a Tom, our
Yeah.
good buddy Tom. I have flat towed Wranglers all over the West for thousands of miles, but many people don't know how or understand the concept. He just set up his 392 for flat towing and will be taking it to the Rockies, Moab, King of the Hammers, and Sand Hollow next year.
Whoa.
So he's going to the King of Hammers.
Yeah.
Lucky duck
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
He does need to be careful so he doesn't end up needing to rent a trailer to get home if he breaks something, actually meaning in the axles, the way it rolls. And he also has GMRS radios if you haven't covered those. Handhelds versus hard mounts, comparisons, accessories, etiquette, etc.
I know early on
I think we did talk about radios and etiquette and stuff like that. Maybe we dive more back into it.
Yeah, we should probably revisit that.
Yeah, that's a very good one. And this email was before Christmas. So he said, Merry Christmas to you and your families and everybody else out there. And thanks again for what you do. Best of luck as you continue to grow. Jeep on. Hope to see you on a trail someday soon.
Love it, Tom.
We hope so too.
We would love to run into you for sure.
And once again, these emails make it all worth it.
It's so nice to open those up and read them, and
It makes us feel like we know what we're talking about sometimes.
No doubt, no doubt. So it's been great getting these emails, and we've got more. I've been too busy to do anything, and I apologize for that.
Yeah.
I'll try to get that better, if you will.
More better.
So I would like to I would like to ask,
Go.
it doesn't matter. Never mind.
No, ask.
No.
I want to know now. You brought it up.
Now I brought it up.
Nope, you got to ask.
No, I'll ask off air.
Okay.
I'll ask off air.
Maybe we'll bring it up later.
Yeah. But so there's some events, and I'm going to be going to a lot of stuff this year.
Yes, you will be. But currently, the Philadelphia Auto Show is going on at the Philadelphia Convention Center in downtown Philadelphia.
Yep.
There's a lot of Phillies. And go down and see the Jeeps because there is an entire off-road section down there. Really cool. Go see Custom Alley because if you don't like it brand new, you definitely like it custom, and that's why you're listening to the Jeep Life podcast.
That's right. That's right. Well, Custom Alley literally had, I think, one Jeep, two Jeeps in it.
Yeah.
And as opposed to last year, there were quite a few. But all those Jeeps that were in Custom Alley last year are now in the main floor.
Yep.
Even our friend Ellis that's on tonight, his Jeep is in there.
Yeah, Panda.
And Scott's, and it's cool to see that in Eric's. So make sure to go check those out. And I'm going to be down there at some point again, handing out what's left of our Oracle swag.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Some events that are coming up in the near future that we will be attending is the Over Sand Expo in Wildwood, New Jersey, which is an overlanding event on the beach where you get to camp and hang out, and some vendors are going to be down there. Some people are going to be down there hanging out, enjoying, having a good old time, hanging out by the fires and everything like that.
And that is May 3rd through the 5th.
Yes, it is 3rd through the 5th.
I'll be there. We're going to have a few things in the Oracle booth.
Yes.
And including probably our LMTV.
Wow.
So we'll have that there.
That'd be really cool.
And then I think a few friends of ours will be.
I think I'm gonna steal it.
I know, right? In there as well.
Also, some other events that we will be attending this year, looking forward to. New Jersey Jeep Invasion.
100%.
Big one.
100%.
Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion.
Yep.
In Tennessee.
We'll be there.
We will be at the Warren Rides. We will be at a lot of other Bronco events and Jeep
Bronco
events.
Stampede that's put on
Yep.
by them. We also have the Bronco Invasion, New Jersey Bronco Invasion. And that's the week after New Jersey Jeep Invasion.
This is not becoming a Bronco podcast, by the way. This
No.
is just saying
that's where
we will be at
yeah.
these events if you just so happen to be at them as well.
That's true. I forgot. We're not a Bronco podcast.
We're not a Bronco podcast. We just end up at places, really.
Right, that are the same thing.
We are off-road people, though.
Yes. I will be at Jeep Beach in Daytona.
That's cool.
So
I won't be.
come see me. I'll be Easter Jeep Safari. Come see me.
I won't be. Unless I jump into a suitcase and hide.
Well, I might need somebody to help me ferry vehicles. So maybe we'll talk off air on that one, huh? How about it?
Cool.
But all of the Blinker Fluid production shows we'll be at, which will be a lot of fun. That's good times.
Blinker fluid. Make sure you change yours regularly.
Change it.
I changed mine this year. And don't forget to change out your door water.
I've got plenty of that. I don't have anything else.
I really don't either, but you know what? You can head over to our Linktree, linktr.ee/Jeep Life Podcast, or just search the Jeep Life Podcast. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and make sure you hit those likes, subscribes, follows, and show your support. If you'd like to show your support a little bit more, you can head over to our Patreon website and support the podcast for a small monthly donation to the podcast, where it helps put this amazing podcast on. And also, real quick, I would like to just cover our amazing partners of the podcast.
Yes.
Power Tank. If you're looking to fill up your tires extra fast, head over to the Power Tank website and use Jeep Life Podcast 15 for 15% off a complete system at checkout at powertank.com. Secondly, our amazing title sponsor, ArmorLite. Use Jeep Life Podcast 10 for a complete ArmorLite system at goarmorlite.com. Pipes Exhaust is offering a free shipping code on their systems for the Jeep Life Podcast, and that is Jeep Life at pipesexhaust.com. And that also helps you out on coldcaseradiators.com. If you are buying a cold case radiator for your Jeep, which it's going to keep your Jeep running extra cool in those extreme hot temperatures of crawling around, use Jeep Life at checkout, all one word, and that's going to get you free shipping on that radiator to your front door from coldcaseradiators.com. And finally, we have an amazing discount code for our off-camber lighting for 50% off on their cool lights. Use Jeep Life Pod.
Yeah. Those will be in the show notes if you need them.
Yep.
I want to throw
And
another
all
one
their
out there.
websites.
Oracle Lighting.
Oracle Lighting just came out with a promotional code. Jeep and Terry?
Jeep and Terry.
Jeep and Terry. You're hearing it first right here.
15% off.
That's freaking awesome.
Yep. So make sure to go visit all of our partners and buy your stuff.
Heck yeah.
All right. All right. We're happy to be here. Season 5 is on the way. We're going to do some really cool stuff. We've got some great interviews that are lined up, ready to go as well. It just we have to make it schedule, make it happen. But anyway, for my friend Breakabill, I'm Jeep and Terry, and here's a big Jeep wave to you, everyone.
Keep breaking it.
Keep breaking it. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight on a Tuesday night. I know it's a different night for us, but, you know.
It works.
It works. All right. We'll talk to you soon. Later.